Hey everyone, and a massive, warm welcome to Future Cash. We are absolutely thrilled to have you here. Since this is a brand new channel entirely dedicated to uncovering the smartest ways to build wealth online, I'd be incredibly grateful if you could help support us. If you find value in today's content, please go ahead and hit that subscribe button, like this explainer, and drop a positive comment down below. It really helps us grow and lets us keep bringing you these deep dives. Today, we're looking at a truly mind-blowing concept. We're going to explore how incredibly boring everyday utility websites are quietly making millions of dollars on complete autopilot. Okay, let's dive into this, because I want you to look at that massive number on the screen, $150,000. That is the estimated monthly revenue of a basic, seemingly uninteresting utility website. Now, I highly encourage you to stick with me until the very end of this explainer. I'm not just going to show you the wild math behind this number, I'm actually going to give you the exact step-by-step blueprint so you can build one of these sites yourself.
I absolutely love this mindset because it completely reframes how we think about online business. Small digital assets can create surprisingly large income streams. You know, when people talk about making money online, they almost always think about e-commerce, dropshipping, packing up boxes, or dealing with super complex physical products and endless customer service. But guess what? You don't need to do any of that. Simple, everyday digital tools, literally just things people use to solve a quick 5-second problem, can generate life-changing income.
Section 1. The math behind the money, turning traffic into cash. Now, what's really interesting about this slide is the sheer scale of the math when you funnel free organic traffic down. Let's look at a real-world example to see exactly how this works. There's a site called wordcounter.net. At first glance, this website is incredibly basic. It literally just counts the words and characters of whatever text you paste into it. But here's the secret. People are constantly searching for exactly this kind of tool on Google. According to Site Analytics, this one simple tool pulls in around 8 million organic, free Google visits every single month. On average, a visitor might view around 2.5 pages per visit. So that translates to 20 million page visits. But here is where the cash really multiplies. Websites usually don't just have one ad, right? With display ads at the top, the bottom, and the sides averaging about 3 ads per page. That equals a staggering 60 million ad impressions every single month. And here is exactly how those impressions turn into actual money. Display ads pay out based on how many times they're seen, which is usually measured per 1,000 impressions. On average, ad networks pay around $2.50 to over $3 for every 1,000 impressions. The absolute best part about this, the visitors don't even have to click the ads, they just have to load the page. So if you take those 60 million impressions from our previous math, divide them by 1,000, and multiply by $2.50, you get that mind-bending $150,000 a month, literally from counting words. Section 2. Building your site with AI. No coding required. Now, I know what you might be thinking. That's great, but I have absolutely no idea how to code a website. Well, the worlds of the game have completely changed. This opportunity is more accessible than most people think. A few years ago, you had to be a skilled software engineer or hire some ridiculously expensive agency to build a custom web app. Today, platforms like Hostinger, Horizons use artificial intelligence to do all the heavy lifting for you. It completely eliminates the need to write a single line of code, making this a totally realistic side hustle for absolute beginners. And this brilliantly illustrates just how fast and simple the workflow actually is. It relies on just 3 basic steps. Step 1. You open the AI chat box and prompt it. You literally just type something like, create a clean, simple word counter utility website that is fast and optimized for Google. Step 2, you refine it. So if you want to add a reading time calculator, you just ask the AI to add it, and it writes all the code behind the scenes. Step 3, you hit publish. The AI generates a fully functional modern website with real layouts, navigation, and usability, literally in minutes. Section 3, claiming your domain name, the secret to SEO. Once your site is built, search engine optimization, or SEO, is the entire backbone of getting that free organic traffic we talked about. And one of the most critical factors for ranking high on Google is choosing the right domain name. When you publish a site on a builder, they often give you a generic default subdomain, something messy and unprofessional like site123.hostinger.com. You absolutely must upgrade this. Compare that to a clean, keyword-focused domain like wordcounter.net. A clean domain tells Google exactly what your website does, which makes it far more likely to show up when someone types that exact phrase into the search bar. Now, finding an available domain can definitely be a bit tricky, but hey, you can leverage AI for this too.
Just open up ChatGPT and ask it to brainstorm unique, keyword-rich domain names for your specific utility tool. Once you find one that's catchy and clear, you can register and connect it directly inside your hosting platform. This keeps all your tools in one super convenient place.
Section 4, the AdSense Monetization Blueprint, Getting Paid.
Let's move to and see how this builds into our highly anticipated payoff. Having a cool utility site is great, but we want it to generate cash, right? And to do that, we're going to set up Google AdSense. This is a very straightforward onboarding process. First, you just head over to adsense.google.com and sign in. Next, you'll enter your new custom domain name and your parent information, because of course, Google needs to know exactly where to send those checks. Then, you'll preview how ads will look on your site, specifically on mobile, since most people use their phones these days anyway. Finally, you click Get Code, and Google gives you a special tracking snippet that needs to be embedded in your website's header tags.
Now, usually, just hearing the phrase embed code in your website's head tags is enough to make a beginner break out in a cold sweat. But here is the ultimate beginner hack. You don't even touch the code yourself. You simply copy that snippet from Google, go back to your AI builder, paste it right into the chat box, and type, "Please insert this Google AdSense code between the head tags of every page." That's it. The AI will embed it behind the scenes for you perfectly. So, the crucial point is, you can do this too. Seriously, there is no technical barrier anymore. After you add the code, you ask Google to verify your site. And hey, if it fails the verification on the first try, don't panic. You just go right back to your AI assistant, tell it the Google crawler couldn't find the code, and ask it to fix the accessibility. The AI literally acts as your personal web developer, troubleshooting the entire issue in seconds.
Section 5. Problem solving equals profit. Your next steps.
When you strip away all the tech, the core philosophy of this entire business model is beautifully simple. Problem solving equals profit. If you can create a simple tool, maybe a calculator, a format converter, or a checklist that solves a minor everyday problem for a massive amount of people, you are going to generate eyeballs. And in today's digital economy, eyeballs can always be monetized. So I want to leave you with this provocative question to really spark your own entrepreneurial journey today. What utility site will you build? Think about the little tools you, your friends, or your coworkers search for every single week. Because honestly, that could be your million-dollar idea. Thank you so much for joining me on this Future Cash Explainer. If you found these insights valuable and want to keep learning how to build wealth online, please subscribe to the channel, leave a like, and comment below with what kind of tool you're thinking of building. I honestly can't wait to see what you create. See you in the next one.